1970, Honda built the CB750. It was fast, reliable, and changed motorcycling forever. Kyo looked at one and thought, not fast enough. So he fabricated a custom frame from scratch, using an axle plate as the engine mount, a technique he'd been planning for years. Then he found a 1970s Russ Collins turbo kit, designed for CB750 drag racing, and bolted it on. The result is called Cherry Blossom, named, Kyo says, because the build was a rebirth, like the cherry blossom in spring. It is pink, it is turbocharged. It won Best Japanese Bike at Born Free 5 in California. Kyo is a mechanic from Japan who moved to America and spent 13 years building other people's Harleys. Cherry Blossom was the moment he built something entirely for himself. When he rides it, he says he can smell victory in the air. I believe him. This is a BSA A10, a 646cc British parallel twin from the post-war era, air-cooled overhead valves. Characterful in the way that old British motorcycles are always characterful, which is to say, occasionally magnificent and occasionally infuriating. Max Hazan looked at one and saw something else entirely. In 2012, he quit his job in Brooklyn, moved to Los Angeles, and started building motorcycles entirely by hand, one at a time, to no specification other than his own. He stripped the A10 to its bones, built a custom chassis, refined the suspension, hand-finished every detail until the engine's lines became the bodywork, and the bodywork became the sculpture. Every Hazan build is one of one, his hands, nobody else's. This is what happens when an artist decides motorcycles are his medium. Bill York of Vandalia, Illinois, wanted a rat bike. Not a mild one, not a tasteful one. An American V-Twin Rat bike slammed to the pavement with a 23-inch front wheel, yellow powder-coated spokes. A Corona beer bottle for a fuel gauge, Plymouth valve covers for a petrol tank, and a junkyard heater core as an oil cooler. The frame was built around the tires because there are no standard jig references for a motorcycle that scrapes its rails on the ground. Oh, and there's a flamethrower in the exhaust, an inline fuel pump, a nitro sprayer nozzle, and a spark plug welded to the tip. 30 feet of flame, straight into the air. Bill's advice: if you annoy him in traffic and he pulls up on your left, move. This is the most gloriously unhinged thing on two wheels, and it has no paint to worry about ruining. In the foothills of the Yatsugatake Mountains in Japan, a man named Shiro Nakajima works alone in a wooden workshop and takes appointments only. His latest creation, a 1987 BMW R80, bored out to 1000 cc, Öhlins forks from a Ducati, sand-bent titanium exhaust, 40 kilograms stripped out, gloss black, BMW handles, nothing else. The client was a Tokyo architect who wanted something black, simple, and beautiful. So Shiro filled in the holes left by the original bar clamps, built a custom tail section, handmade the foot controls, rewired everything, and upholstered the seat to hide a secret storage compartment inside the rear hump. Shiro Nakajima built him one of the finest Caferacer on the planet, in a wooden shed, in the mountains. By appointment only. Most custom bike builders start with a motorcycle and remove things until it looks interesting. Max Hazan starts with a block of metal and removes things until it's a motorcycle. There is a difference, and it's this. That is a brake drum, 16 inches across. It started as a 400-pound block of aluminium, because when you're building everything from scratch, apparently restraint is somebody else's problem. The engine is a 1965 Harley Ironhead. The supercharger cost him $200 on eBay. He has no idea what it originally came from. It now makes 90 horsepower and absolutely no apologies. The front suspension is a 4-link girder he designed himself. The gas tank also houses the oil tank. The seat is, and I'm quoting directly here, not comfortable. The whole thing is 8.5 feet long, weighs 385 pounds, and looks like something a particularly ambitious spacecraft engineer built in his garage, which is essentially what happened. This is a 1973 Suzuki A100, a tiny two-stroke commuter bike that cost almost nothing and went almost nowhere fast. The Indonesian designer Ridhito Tavanka took the bike his father bought decades ago and rebuilt it as a futuristic monocoque Caferacer in stainless steel. The body is one single unbroken piece of metal from headstock to tail. The dash is handmade timber. The exhaust is entirely hand-fabricated on site. It won Best Caferacer at Indonesia's biggest custom show. Then it won Best in Show overall. From a bike worth less than a decent television, it was never the machine. It was always the man. A client told Max Hazan to build whatever he wanted. This is what happens when you tell Max Hazan to build whatever he wants. Two 70-year-old Velocette engines, one supercharger, a bicycle front wheel machined from two interlocking aluminium halves because no CNC shop in America would attempt it, except one friend who apparently had nothing to lose. The fuel tank is pressurized by boost from the supercharger. The brakes are cork. The seat is 12 layers of bonded leather. It took 6 months. It spanned a pandemic, a house move, and the birth of his son. He built almost everything twice. It makes around 50 horsepower, which is, by any rational measure, completely irrelevant.